Speaking of deadlines, we stick with the franchise-tagged players. They've got about 15 minutes to resolve this. The stalemates with their respective teams, the Jaguars and Yannick Ngakoue, are unlikely to strike a deal. He wants to be traded, so who knows what's going to happen there. While Ian Rappaport reported yesterday that multiple teams are interested in trading for him, why wouldn't you? He's 25, he's a Pro Bowler. ESPN's Adam Schefter says the Jags remain unwilling to deal him. So, as we know, 27-year-old former first overall pick Jadeveon Clowney is also still out there available. Here's the question, in or out, Ngakoue is actually a better pass-rushing option than Clowney?
I'm going to say inbounds, BT, only because I feel like we know who Jadeveon Clowney is and what he can do and what his upside is. He's a really good player. He actually works significantly better when there's someone on the other side, as he had down in Houston with J.J. Watt. He's a great complement guy. I think Yannick Ngakoue is, as a younger player, he's still developing. So as good as he's been, he's still kind of a one-trick, maybe a one-and-a-half-trick pony, right? If he starts to develop and enhance his game and become more of a run stopper as opposed to just a pin-your-ears-back edge rusher, I think he can be extremely impactful on whoever his new team is going to be. It's not going to be Jacksonville. If, some reason they're unwilling to deal him, likely they can't get enough back for him. But I do think whoever has him, they're going to be extraordinarily happy with where he is now and where he goes in a couple of years.
I totally agree. My answer is inbounds. There's a little more upside. What he does is a little bit more specific in terms of a delivered skill or a skill that you can quantify in the passing sense that most teams desperately crave. He's been a disruptor. He's forced like 14 or 15 fumbles, a lot of the strip sacks. He's very adept at that as well. Over the last, or since he came to the NFL 4 years ago, he just turned 25 a couple of months ago. So even though he's 25, and he just turned 25, there's a lot of football in there. He was late to the game, so he's still kind of learning things, a little raw, as you and others have alluded to. Inbounds, I like Clowney, but I don't think I like Clowney for the money he's probably going to command. To me, Ngakoue is the better move. I'm with you, inbounds. So many doubted whether the NBA's hotline to report violations would actually work, but according to Shams, multiple tips have been placed to the hotline, with some players receiving warnings after being reported. In or out, you do believe players, this is an interesting angle. Boy, this would be dirty. Do we believe players will use the hotline to wrongfully report players on opposing teams during the playoffs to basically get them in trouble, in or out?
I'm going to say out of bounds of that, BT. I don't think they're going to go that far. I think that you're seeing, these, what did he say, a handful of reports. I think you're starting to see this because players are actually scared about this virus. Right? It's one thing to, feel like you're young and invincible and can get away with anything and nothing's going to hurt you. And you see this often with young, millionaires, but really young people in general. But I think right now these players are legitimately nervous about contracting the coronavirus, and if somebody is doing something stupid, then they're going to tell them because they don't want to get sick. And so I don't think they'll use it as a competitive, subterfuge, so to speak. But I do think that these reports are real because guys are scared, man.
Yeah. I agree. I think you positioned that well. My answer is out of bounds. I mean, think about how much the codes have changed. The Bro Code, there were no rules. And now the Corona Code, there's a lot of rules. They're stringent. Think about it. Just thank God. Imagine if, the coronavirus hit us in, 1993. And, nobody's capturing anything on cell phones. These guys would be doing whatever they want.
You're right.
I mean, sneaking women in, sneaking girls in, going out, getting food, doing whatever they want. And at that point, there'd be no recourse because there'd be no public shaming. That's the other aspect. The public shaming aspect of it is very strong. I mean, do you really want to be viewed as somebody that is that insensitive and unaware of the circumstances that's killed people? So my answer is out of bounds. They would not be used as that kind of a tactic. That code, that's the basketball code. I mean, they're not going to do anything to sabotage a championship like that. That's totally out of bounds. That's not happening. But, in terms of doing the right thing to maintain safety, I think that could happen. But specific to this question, out of bounds. Not as a weapon. The Mets are looking for a new owner. Any breaking news? Tiki Gammons? Anything
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Buster Barber instead of Buster only.
Exactly.
On the field here, they got some bad news, though. And not terrible news, but not great. And this is not the kind of news you want a week away from the start of the season with Jacob deGrom, who's the second-best pitcher in New York behind Garrett Cole. The two-time reigning NL Cy Young winner signed the monster 5-year, $137 million deal in the offseason, worth every penny. He's a beast. But yesterday was pulled from an intra-squad game. He just pitched one inning. Obviously, you want to get those pitches up and the innings up, so that was not the plan. And we found out after it was a back soreness, or it was back soreness that had him yanked. So considering the shortened season, all right, teams should shut down the star player for the year, or a star player, if they have nagging injuries and get them healthy for a full 2021.
Well, there's a little bit of an update here. Results from that MRI BT show that there is no major issues with deGrom. But if someone should have, a star player should have something that's nagging, especially if it's a pitcher, I'm going to say inbounds. I think they should shut these guys down because it's unconventional already. And we talked about this the other day about pitching on short rest and doing things that you normally wouldn't do because of the expediency of the season. But I just don't know if it's worth it, especially after you get halfway through. So you get 30 games in, and guys have something that's lingering, and you're kind of out of it. Then I don't think it's worth it. So I'm going to say inbounds.
You listen. You play to win. I mean, you play to win. I mean, come on. Now, if I want to make it, so my answer is out of bounds. Though. But yeah, I mean, all right.
Think about this off season, like training, like spring training was disrupted and then restarted, and I know. I'm just saying.
The only way. Think about this. Now, I wouldn't run my team this way, but some. And the Mets have always had issues with money. One thing you know, when Jacob deGrom pitches, you get 40,000 people in the seats.
Yeah, it's a good
40,000 show up.
But there's not going to be anybody there.
Well, that's my point. I'm just kind of giving you the other side. If you wanted to be an advocate for this, for shutting down a star player, in this case deGrom, even though we just got the updated results and thankfully he's good.
Yeah.
You can say, well, there's going to be nobody at Citi Field anyway, so we're not going to make any money when he pitches. There's going to be 0 people there. Let's just sit him and rest him for 2021 and get 16 to 18 starts in Queens and make a lot of money. That's not how I would run my team. I would run my team to win championships. But no, I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. I mean, if you're coming off like a serious injury, like Cespedes has had surgery on both heels, you're coming off Tommy John. There's being belligerent to medical advice, and then there's just trying to win and be competitive. And to me, there can't be much in the middle. So I say out of bounds. The drama around Zion and the lawsuit brought by former marketing agency keeps getting weirder after the former agency alleged Zion's stepfather, Lee Anderson, received $400,000 from a Canadian marketing firm. The agent from that firm claims the money never went to Zion's family. According to Durich, is his name, Slavko Durich, somebody pretending to be close with Zion, condom, sent them fake documents and disappeared after receiving the $400 large. Zion's lawyers confirmed the documents were fake and claimed that neither Zion nor anybody in his family ever had dealings with this gentleman by the name of Durich. You do believe this story, that the agent was conned and Zion's family never received the money?
You know what? I have no reason not to believe it, so I'm going to say inbounds. And if they did receive the money, there's ways to find out, right?
Yeah.
Look at a bank account. I mean, are you walking around with $400,000 in cash?
It's been done before.
Possibly.
The answer is you could, sure.
You possibly, but
I overseas. There's ways to hide money.
Yeah, true, but I have no reason not to believe this the Zion Williamson family. So yeah. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because he's never seemed like a bad kid. Not that any of these guys are bad kids. Like Reggie Bush, he's not a bad kid.
Tune in next time for another edition of Inbounds or Out of Bounds with Tiki and Tierney.